power is the ability to define someone's reality and have that person accept that definition as if it were their own.
Everything was stripped from us. That's why we're so ignorant today and so baffled and ridiculous and keep going in the same circle.
From executive producer, who has appeared on The Tonight Show, Late Night with Conan O'Brien, and various MTV and VH1 programs.
Our history, for some reason, it becomes offensive to people. So we have to stop being afraid to tell what our true history is.
Best-selling author Tariq Nasheed is determined to uncover the real truth about untold history.
It's necessary to destroy a man's mind in order to maintain control of him. If a man knows who he is and continues that into his legacy, to his children, then you have problems controlling that man.
Interviewing leading scholars and historians, discussing topics omitted from modern history.
Well, only people who haven't learned how to respect themselves will let someone suggest themselves that they forget about the history.
Hidden Colors, the untold history of people of Aboriginal, Moor, and African descent. The groundbreaking documentary that challenges conventional knowledge.
I don't really think it's hidden. It's there. It's just that they're not allowing us to understand.
Peace. I give you that little, I like that beginning because you need to hear it. These are from great scholars and doctors. I use that piece from Hidden Colors. So when you heard it throughout the 1, 2, 3 of the morning special message, that's what I was using, the Hidden Color piece. All right, so the reason why I did that is because, to me, it's when I seen this documentary, it was one of the greatest eye openers of my entire life. I know the Bible. I'm gonna tell you something. I know the Bible, not like I'm a master of it, but I know it pretty well. But when I watched this documentary, it changed my life. When I begin to start to study and begin to ask the Creator for the eye-opening that I was looking for many years ago, I could not find it in religion. I could not find it in religion. You cannot find it when another man is telling another man how to behave, what you shouldn't do, what books you shouldn't read. It holds you back. Understand the conception. Religion, you're based on what they tell you to do. Spirituality is not this way. When you begin to meditate and begin to understand the form of who you are, your behavior will naturally change. You will have respect for your neighbor. You have respect for your family members. You will begin to drop down this armor, this guard of armor that you possess. You keep this body of armor because you have fear. Before I go on, let's pay all due respects to the Creator. The sun rises. Assalamu alaikum. Good morning. Amun. Peace to the gods, goddesses, kings and queens, brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen. As I was talking about a few seconds ago, I don't throw my Bible away, anything like that, because you need it. I personally believe you need it. The Bible is basically talking about melanin people. Understand the concept. People in ancient times didn't call each other black. They didn't call each other white. They didn't call each other out of their names, out of their character. These things didn't exist. They called them from the region where they come from. History, I'm going to tell you something, man. This is why I said since in the first morning special, ancient historical history has layers and layers of lies and truth and diversions. Constantly. Constantly. It does not stop. When you think you know the answer, it will change up on you. Every new generation changes the story. I use the concept with Heru, which is African. Horus, which is Greek. Roman used Jesus. How do you get that? And now, in modern times, you use Jesus. In the perspective of God, Ra, use it as there's a representation, the sun. The sun is just a representation. Because in ancient times, they understood there had to be a creator to build this star, to make this powerful star to give us life. So what the ancient people did was they respected the elements of life. They respected the sun, the water, the air, the wood, and the minerals. They respected the animals, the power that an animal brings. Understand? They respected it, so they give it all these different descriptions about the animal. So what happens, what you did was you said, oh, this is pagan, this is pagan. And because you don't understand the philosophy of the animals and different animals, well, guess what? Excuse me. If you don't know, because no one taught you. That's why most people start from slavery, then move up. Literally. This is why some of you are in the predicament you're in. The predicament I'm basically, what I'm saying is that you do not want to change your behavior. So, going forward, think about what I'm telling you. Truly think about what I'm telling you. You have to understand the concept, the way things is. Life, as you know it now, has been mutated, manipulated, diverse, however we want to talk about it. This thing happened. Listen to me, brothers and sisters. This is, I'm not making this up. You need to spread this information. I'm the messenger. You notice I don't ask people to follow me. If you hear me, spread it. If you're hearing me, research it. Our people have forgotten who they were. By force, by torture, by death, any means necessary to strip inhumane out folks. Look how the melanin, female and male, react to on each other. Now this is not all melanin, female, but 9 out of 10, you're going to have a confrontation, even in the conscience world. Because the woman wants respect. In the ancient times, the woman was worshipped because she's a god. She's a god on earth. You allow man to rearrange things and go, well, the man is God. Well, the man was put on earth to protect the woman. Think about it. It was to protect the woman because they need the woman for all creation to come through her. And the humans being spectacle, excuse me. All human beings comes through the woman. No man can't come through no man. But the consolation of dealing with some of these women out here, they loose. And these men out here, it's terrible. You terrible men. You lost your power. You got another culture telling you what to do, how to live, how to sleep, how to eat. You got these people in your communities and you give them your money. I go outside to go shop. Let me tell you right now, I shop in a Dominican store. I'm not gonna even lie to you. I go to some African stores, and sometimes you gotta be careful with that because a lot of Africans are not who they say they are. And I know what I'm about to tell you. Listen here, I'm not gonna get into a whole dialogue about Africans. Watch out for some of them because you don't do your research. You're gonna find out there's a lot of Africans who just don't like you, American. Melanin people here in America, they don't. All Africans don't like you. Some like you, some don't. Some know their history, and some don't give a damn about the history. Now we can sit up here and perpetrate the fraud all we want to, and keep playing this nonchalant, or we all should be together. If you really want to know your history, true history, go into the nations. Go back in history, do your research. African people, all of them was not together. That is true history. It is common denominator. You wouldn't have wars if we was all together. You wouldn't fight over resources if the melanated people was together. The Kemites, the Hittites, the Israelites, the Canaanites, the Nubians. Why there was war? For resources. Since we all was together in Africa. We all was together. That's a bunch of bull. Here in modern time, you're not together now. You are divided in divisions in modern time. The Moors says we're not black. But as you showed, I let you hear it. Moors mean black. But you got the Moors introduced to tell you, we're not black, don't identify us as being black. You got the Hebrew Israelites who don't want to be identified with the Africans. Because in their mind conception, the Africans they never went to war. But you helped sell your people. Facts is facts. Facts is facts. We can pretend all we want. Hidden secrets. Hidden secrets. Modern times. The male's mind is so corrupted. He want to drink, smoke, do dope, steal, rob. His own people. He's scared to go outside that line. The reason why he's scared to go outside that line, because if he knows he go outside, the other culture ain't going to have no mercy. They're going to destroy you. So he'd rather rob the people that's close to him. He think they got more than him or his crew. The melanated woman, the female, she had to take the role as a man. She's got to try to nurture her son and daughters and to become great. And there's mothers that's been doing absolutely beautiful. But then there's some mothers, you can't help your kids because you ain't clear in the mind. Some of you you overprotective of your children. Your children grown. And you don't care less. You think you helping them, but you're not. You got your children come and tell you they'll kill you. Your own melanated children that you birthed from your womb will come and tell you they will kill you, take your money, rob you. Some of you already been through this. And you still feel sorry for them. In the ancient world, this would not have happened. If the children had came and tried to destroy their own mother, the whole community would destroy them. Because they was an abomination. Understand the faculties. So what I'm saying to you, the morning message is almost over. Part was 3 parts is the ending of it. Understand. Represent yourself in a positive, honorable, respectful way. You're not trying to prove nothing to no other culture. You want to let your culture know, your melanin people know, that you're a respectable, honorable man or woman. Listen, you're not perfect, but you're striving to be as that. If you got secrets, you need to get rid of your secrets. Because if people find out your secrets, they're going to want to destroy you. It's the nature of the human race. They either love you or hate you. Because we are divided in so many divisions. I use 2 more in the Hebrew Israelites, but the other 3 is Christianity. Then you have Muslim, Islam. Then you have the conscious community, the Kemetic. Fighting over who's right and who's wrong. Who was first and who engaged and who uplift and who gave you knowledge. What are we going to do all this for? Why are we living like this? You're all one giant old tree that been here since the beginning of time. The spirituality enlightenment system. Spiritual. The Creator has been here before you and long after we all gone. Or the human race is just going to continue going on. Either we're going to live it correctly or continue living incorrectly. But you cannot outdo the Creator, because the Creator has no time. But you do. Your flesh on this realm has time. It gets the beginning of a birth and the ending of death. In between that, what you going to do? You're going to continue living an artificial life. You're going to continue living a life that don't belong to you. And you think in your mind, because you're being defiant, that you got to live like this. Huh? Because you're worrying about the people in your neighborhood. You're afraid of the own melanin people in your neighborhood that's going to judge you and say, why you look like that? How come you dress like that? You got to understand something. They don't know no better. So it's up to you to be strong enough and stay steadfast and be able to tell them the reason why you changed. I'm Chocolate Amun Ra. This is the morning special. 3 parts.
The ability to define someone's reality and have that person accept that definition as if it were their own.
Everything was stripped from us. That's why we're so ignorant today and so baffled and ridiculous and keep going in the same circle.
From executive producer, who has appeared on The Tonight Show, Late Night with Conan O'Brien, and various MTV and VH1 programs.
Our history, for some reason, it becomes offensive to people. So we have to stop being afraid to tell what our true history is.
Best-selling author Tariq Nasheed is determined to uncover the real truth about untold history.
It's necessary to destroy a man's mind in order to maintain control of him. If a man knows who he is and continues that into his legacy, to his children, then you have problems controlling that man.
Interviewing leading scholars and historians, discussing topics omitted from modern history.
Only a people who haven't learned how to respect themselves will let someone suggest themselves that they forget about the history.
Hidden Colors, the untold history of people of Aboriginal, Moor, and African descent. The groundbreaking documentary that challenges conventional knowledge.
I don't really think it's hidden. It's there. It's just that they're not allowing us to understand.